I'm at Jay Leno's garage, and this is a bit of a privilege, really. The trouble is he doesn't drink, so he's not interested in gin. He said he's going to give me a tour of the cars, which is great, but I'm going to try and drop a plug in. That's my plan. Let's see. Hello, sir.
Follow me, lad. It's a 1934 Rolls.
Yep.
P2 chassis. We designed and hand-hammered the body here. And it's all Rolls Royce. Especially the Rolls Royce Merlin.
Oh, God.
27 liters, 6 Webers.
Is it supercharged?
No, don't need this. Well, the supercharger, see, it's mounted propeller end into the...
Yeah.
The supercharger would go here normally, but it takes 150 horsepower to drive that. So this, you've got over 1,000 horsepower with plenty of torque through a 6-speed manual gearbox, so it's quite quick.
Yeah, I bet it is.
See, we have our little thing here. This is kind of an interesting story. A friend of mine, his father was an Anglophile. He was an American, and he wanted America to enter World War II to protect Britain. And America was reluctant, so he went and he joined the RAF. And while in England, he met an English girl and he married her. He got her pregnant. 2 weeks later, he fought in Germany and got shot down.
Right.
And so, as a tribute to his son, we put this Merlin engine in this thing about his dad dying at Normandy Beach on June 6, 1944. But
Where did you get the engine from?
1944 de Havilland Mosquito.
Oh. So it is a Packer Merlin then, not a Meteor.
No, proper Merlin, lad, yeah. Proper Merlin. Now, you English are a bit fussy about that type of thing.
No, we just,
proper Merlin, proper Merlin. This is also 1914 Fiat with a 1914 Fiat 12A aero engine, 22-liter 6, and it runs. These are all street legal. I drive them all. I mean, this looks like the plumbing in a Brooklyn apartment building, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does a bit. Or a very, very trendy coffee bar.
Yeah, that's right. It would be trendy. Well, this would be in the background, but this actually runs and drives. It's quite fast. You want to hear it run?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, here we go. It's hilarious when you pull up to people in the light and they have their window down, they're like, ah! You're just shooting fireballs at people. If you like really big engines.
What's that from?
This is from an M47 Patton tank, air-cooled, put Bosch fuel injection, we put IndyCar turbos on it, hooked it to a 6-speed double overdrive Allison transmission.
It's air-cooled?
Yeah, weighs 5 tons. It's quite fast, does a quarter mile in the 12s. Which is pretty good. Yeah, I mean, you're moving 5 tons.
I'm amazed that cylinder can be cooled though, all the way back there.
Well, see, what you have is, you have all these flaps, depending on the weather you open and close them. But this is meant to move an 80-ton tank. Yeah. So in a 5-ton car, it's really under stress. But the heat that comes off here, oh my, you can cook hot dogs on this. Yeah. This also is a grill, yeah.
Well, it is actually ideally shaped for the hot dog enthusiast.
Right. Did you ever see this?
No, I don't think I did.
Oh, I've had this 30 years. It's a 3-liter Bentley with the 8-liter Bentley engine out of the Mulliner. And if you come on this side, twin turbochargers.
Ooh.
So it's quite fast. I mean, it's about 400 horsepower, honest horsepower, but torque up the yin-yang. It's really quite good.
What's the red line on an engine? Like about 3,500?
Yeah, if that, 3,000, something like that. I mean, it pulls so hard, whatever gear you're in. But it doesn't weigh anything. Let's take a look at the Triumph. I got that one for free. Guy gave it to me because he couldn't get it to run, so we just rebuilt it, and it works great.
Oh, and you've got the proper dashboard. I don't like it when people muck about with them and they put gloss on the wood. And
No, yeah.
well, that really spoils them. They just got to be like this.
No, it's a classic modern vintage.
Yeah. And they're still actually quite good to drive.
Oh, well, very nice.
Can you remember everything you've got in here?
I hope so.
But it's all in your head.
Oh, yeah. I'm dyslexic, so I don't really write anything down. It's just easier to remember it.
But if I said to you, do you have a Lamborghini Urraco?
No, I don't have one of those.
You don't?
No.
But you've got a Countach, I've seen that.
Countach, 2 Miuras, 2 Espadas.
I know you're a fan of this,
Yes?
but food, I think you refer to it as food served by people with paper hats.
Right. All my meals come from people with paper hats. I'm
Yeah.
quite proud of that.
Okay, and they're all announced with numbers.
Yes, yeah.
So, number 1 to 8.
Now,
or whatever.
what kind of food do you think of?
Burgers. Last time I was here, we talked
Burgers.
about In-N-Out.
In-N-Out is quite. You've been to In-N-Out yet?
Not yet. We only got here last night.
Well, then, yeah, In-N-Out.
Less than 24 hours.
Yes. Go to In-N-Out. It's very good. In-N-Out is excellent. If you want like a really high-class burger, the Burger Lounge that's more expensive.
Burger Lounge.
Lounge, but that's a grass-fed beef and all that. This is, Now, here's something you would like. See that?
It's an E-Type.
Yeah, a guy bought it new in '62, parked it in his garage in '67, and just started drinking, and he died like 4 years ago. It was covered with. The guy was a hoarder. He had TV sets. He had water heaters piled on top of it. When he died,
The mushroom one.
Yeah, when he died, the family said, "Our uncle had a car, some kind of English car. You want to see what it is?" So we unloaded everything. 17,000 original miles. It's like a brand new car. Original exhaust, original top, original plastic window, original paint, original everything. It's only got 17,000 miles. It's got the jack. It's got all the stuff it comes with.
Is that a Series 1?
Series 1, yeah.
Is that the original paint?
Yes, it's 100% original. In fact, it'd be perfect if you hadn't piled water heaters and everything on top of it. But look at the interior.
No, that's quite spectacular.
Here, I'll show you the really interesting part here. Can you see the chalk marks still from the factory?
Oh, yes.
Because it doesn't rain in California, so nothing washed off. All this stuff, which normally gets brittle and falls apart, it's in here. I mean, it's exactly as it left the factory. And it runs. The clock works. The top's never been down, actually. I haven't put it down yet. But
How often does that happen, though? Because there must be countless times people say, oh, so-and-so's died, there's an old car in the garage, and you go there.
Well, in California, the interesting thing about living here, you got Lockheed, you've got Northrop Grumman, you got a lot of engineers. Here you see a lot of little houses with giant garages.
Yeah.
And in those giant garages are all kinds of interesting things, like this. This was less than a mile from here. It'd been there for 50 years, and I never knew about it. Nobody did.
Yeah. Amazing.
This one is interesting. This is a home-built special. This is Series 1 Jag with a Series 2 front end.
That's got the big wheel arch.
Right, we shortened the wheelbase. We took out the 6 and put in a V12, took it to 5.7 liter, Willwood disc brakes, 5-speed Jag transmission. I call it my Jaguar Daytona because it's really like a Ferrari Daytona. It's a V12, short wheelbase with a stick. Most of these are kind of luxury coupes, Oh, there's a fascinating car. See the Talbot logo?
Yep.
I think that's the only unrestored one. They only built 25 of these. But it's a nice original car, parked in 65.
How do you find this?
Well, it's out here. Come here. Tell me what this is.
Is it a camera?
No.
Uh,
Okay. This is 1924. Before cars had radios, you had this.
how does your record stay on?
Here.
Doesn't it jump a lot?
Ye of little faith.
Is that actually designed to be used in the car?
Well, if you're going on a picnic, you take this with you.
But not where the cars go, because it would jump that high, wouldn't it?
You get the idea.
I'm assuming that's clearable, that music, because it's quite old. It's virtually indistinguishable from an iPhone.
Yeah, exactly. But you get the idea. Well, it's kind of cool, isn't it? But no electricity.
Where did you find it?
Oh, they sold thousands of these.
It's very nicely made, actually.
It is. It's quite nice. Have you seen this before?
Yes, I think I have.
You remember that one?
Yeah.
I've been driving that for 20 years.
That's evil.
Oh, it's great. You know what it is, right?
No.
Oh.
I remember, but I remember you showing it to.
Well, perhaps this will refresh your memory. You can guess what kind of an engine it is. It's a C-18 Allison out of a Bell Ranger helicopter. Jet engine weighs 475 pounds, pretty light. 400 horsepower, quite fast.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh yeah, no, it pulls nicely.
Well, it pulls nicely with his 400 horsepower.
Yeah, it does. It does. Again, I live in a hilly area, so you need that little
of
extra.
course. Yeah.
Come on next door. Gordon Murray's first car.
Yep.
These are all steam vehicles.
No, I drove a Steve's car, not one of yours, but I drove the Stanley.
Yeah, they're nice, aren't they?
It was, but I found it actually faintly terrifying because it had a very stiff regulator, on the right of the wheel.
It shouldn't be that stiff.
No, I know it shouldn't, but this
Yeah,
one
yeah.
was. And I thought,
Well, if you don't, they rust, so you gotta.
but I thought, what if that snaps off as I push on it? 'Cause
Well,
there's-
then you're
Yeah, you are, aren't you?
Yeah,
Because there's nothing you can do.
Well, that's sort of the fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
And these are Dobles. Those are probably the rarest steam car in the world.
That BMW 3 Series will go Steve.
No, that's not steam. That's not mine, though. So
Right.
I'll show you the machine shop. Did you ever see our jet car?
No, I think I've seen pictures.
Yeah, this is street legal. Honeywell LT-101 jet engine out of one of the big attack Euro helicopters there. Going through a Corvette gearbox.
It says Eco, which is that?
Well, we built this in 2006 to run on biofuel.
Ah,
So we started on Jet A, jet fuel.
yeah.
And as soon as it's running, you switch over to biofuel. So a bit like the Chrysler Turbine car. So, but biofuel, when they realized tacos would be $10 a piece, they kind of, that whole biofuel thing fell apart. But it runs fine.
Would run on my gin.
Yeah, on the
That's
chin.
temperature.
That's right, yeah. You might get a DUI, but hey, you want something to drink?
I wouldn't mind, actually.
Yeah, come on here. Something to drink, you guys?
I'm trying to remember where the kitchen bit is.
Kitchen's right over here.
You're obviously doing a good job. You don't seem to have any oil leaks.
No, everything here is pretty much on the button, like that Ace. Wonderfully fast bike.
That's handsome.
Oh, wonderful bike.
Hang on, there's the throttle on the left.
Right here.
That's on the right. Good.
Wonderful bike.
I like that as you're riding along, you can look down and remind yourself how an engine works.
Oh yeah, and
All the moving bits.
it's so hard to drive.
Is that?
Well, you have two brakes, both on the rear wheel. So when you're on this pulls the wheel on that side, brake on that side.
Right.
This one pulls the brake on this side. Okay, now, well, you also have a foot clutch. So then you also have a hand clutch to override the foot clutch. So with the hand clutch in, release the foot brake, put your foot on this part of the brake, and then downshift here. And then when you pull away, release the hand clutch. Actually, just easy to go. Excuse me, sorry, excuse me, excuse me, sorry, sorry. Yeah.
Which foot do you put on the ground then?
Well, that's
the tricky
hence,
bit, isn't it? Yeah.
hence, yeah. You try to slow down, then you go okay. But it's 1,400 cc, so it's quite powerful. I mean, these were fast bikes, 4 cylinders, and you see how easily it starts. You just drop your foot.
Does it stop though?
It retards progress.
Okay, it pulls up.
Retards progress. Yeah, yeah.
Got you.
That's the engines in the Merlin. This is the Bruff room in here. 1930 BSA. These are all Bruffs in here.
Oh God.
Bruff car.
So this is the biggest collection of Bruffs under one roof.
Well, that's what they tell me. I don't mean that to sound braggadocio there, but that's what they say. I didn't turn out to do that way. It just happened to be that way.
Yeah.
That's my everyday Bruff. That's the one I drive on a regular basis. That's the daily Bruff, yeah.
There's so much stuff in here.
Yeah, it gets a little overdone there, but it's...
Do you ever sell anything?
Get out. No, I never sell anything.
I know this is the sort of question that someone like me would ask, but who dusts everything?
Oh. Well, it doesn't really get dusty. It's not bad.
Yeah.
No. I mean, if I'm going to drive something, we take it next door and blow it off. And,
Give it a blow off.
Yeah, it's fine. You know. See, it's not like it's hot, cold, and condensation, and all that kind of stuff. So it's a dry climate, so everything preserves nicely.
And do both of your Espadas work?
Yeah, they both run.
The odds against that are a bit long, aren't they?
They're not bad. If you use them a lot, they last a lot longer. Most people, it sits, gas begins to degrade, and then it doesn't run. Then it leaks, and gaskets dry out. But it's like this thing. Everybody complains. I've had this 10 years. It's still on the original battery, and I tested the battery the other day. It's at 92%. Because every time I take it out, I run through every function the car does. I lower it, I raise it, I run it on hybrid, I switch back to gas. So I use everything. So everything lasts a lot longer. I mean, I meet people on their second and third battery because they don't bother to plug it in, and it sits for a month, and it goes dead, and But no, I love this thing.
It's very true that machinery, I mean, everything, even clocks and watches, if they're not run,
right,
they don't work.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah, exactly.
They get a bit of a strop on.
Exactly.
I've had 2 Teslas now and 2 i3 BMWs and 2 hydrogen fuel cell cars. I've never replaced any brake pads.
Yeah, you never have to. That's a great thing about it. Yeah.
They're for emergencies.
Yeah, I had my other Tesla 9 years. I never replaced the brake pad.
Yeah, you just don't need to do anything to them.
Right.
Apart from occasionally pump the tyres up.
Yeah. Cool.
I remember we talked about this before, actually, that electric cars will save internal combustion cars because they become...
That's my feeling. Your internal combustion car becomes like your snowmobile. It's something you take on weekends. Right. Yeah, you go out and use it, and then when you're stuck in traffic, you take your electric car.
Yeah.
Driving a 426 Hemi in London traffic doesn't make a lot of sense. No,
absolutely awful.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. If it can be a hobby, I'm perfectly happy.
Fine with me.
Yeah. Great. Well, that's another first world problem solved.
There you are.
Yeah.
We solve all problems.
Thank you for watching.
Yes.